Hello, Virgo. Welcome to Soul Good. I'm Amber Marie, and this is your June 2022 Tarotscope. If you are curious about the decks that I'm using today, you can find a list of them in the description box below. You can also find links to my social media accounts, as well as links to information on personal readings and the Soul Good membership channel on Telegram. Thank you so much for being here. I'm super excited to jump into your reading. But before we do that, I do want to share with you that as I was getting ready to come into your reading, I was picking up on a lot of three energy. You may see the number three or 333, repeating threes. The number three could be important to you. It could be an address or a number of years or I don't know, something. But I did see the Three of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, and also the Three of Swords. So the three is an energy of growth, expression. It's also an energy of the completion of a phase. And here's the thing, I feel like I was shown the Queen of Wands, which is this energy of courage. And I got this energy of, I feel like there's something about you, Virgo, that's going on right now that and this may not be for everyone, but I feel like for some of you, there's something that's taken place where you are kind of getting or gaining a sense of courage. It feels to me like you're coming to the completion of a phase where you may have tried to reconcile something, right? I don't know, maybe this is a relationship with a family member or a significant other or something, but it seems to me there's this energy that I'm picking up on that you may have tried to like reconcile something or forgive something. And it feels like there's been this effort that's been put into it, and for some reason I feel like it may just not be working. Like I'm actually being shown like hitting a wall, right? Like hitting your head on a wall. It feels to me like maybe you haven't seen the growth within some sort of dynamic that you would have liked to. Or maybe haven't reached a level of growth, right? Or forgiveness or reconciliation that you would have liked to. And I feel like there's something here about perhaps the other person or other people involved, right? There is a lot of threes, which can indicate multiple people. Okay. Not, doesn't have to be, but it can. Um, and it feels like with this other person, like you're just hitting your head on a wall, like you're not getting anywhere. And there's something here about gaining some form of courage where you are essentially ready to move on from that, right? I feel like there's, I don't know, take it as it resonates, right? This is a general reading. It's not a personal reading, so only take what resonates for you, but I am picking up on that energy, so that could be important for someone. But let's take a look, Virgo, and see what comes through in the cards for you. Please, Father, Mother, Life, Universe, Spirits, Guides, Angels, our cosmic team, our ancestors, our higher selves, what would you like Virgo to know for June 2022, please? Thank you. Oh, that was interesting. I just actually saw like a flash of light in my left eye. Someone watching this could have experienced that themselves, or maybe experiencing like flashes of light out of the corners of their eyes. Maybe something they haven't experienced before. You could have potentially been watching this and someone took like a picture of you or something. That could, I don't know why I'm picking that up. That's so weird, you guys. I normally don't pick up stuff like that. So that's really interesting to me. That could be someone very specific, and I would say that there's likely something in this reading for you if that is you, because I don't get stuff like that normally. Yeah. Okay. Is there anything else that you would like Virgo to know for June 2022? I'm getting yes. Like one or two more cards, perhaps. What else would you like Virgo to know? Okay, I'm going to put those back. But look what popped out. There's too many here, but Three of Pentacles. That's like teamwork makes the dream work. I feel like there could be somebody who's just not putting in that effort, or maybe you don't feel like they are. Okay, thank you. All right, and some themes you may be experiencing this month, Virgo. What themes might... Okay, thank you. What themes might Virgo be experiencing this month, please? What would you like them to know about what they might experience this month? Thank you. How are others currently seeing Virgo, please? Okay, thank you. That was interesting. How are others currently seeing Virgo, please? I feel like there's at least one more in there. How are others currently seeing Virgo, please? Yeah, thank you. And what guidance does Virgo need for the month of June 2022, please? What guidance would you like to share with Virgo for this month? What guidance would you like to share with Virgo for this month, please? I'm getting like tension in my neck and in my upper like shoulder areas. You could be dealing with a Taurus. I'm getting maybe a Libra. Thank you. Any guidance? Any other guidance? Any other guidance for Virgo for the month of June, please? I feel like there's at least one more in here. Any other guidance for Virgo, please? Oh, yeah, I keep feeling like I want to pull my shoulders up to my, thank you, to my ears. I keep feeling like I'm holding a lot of tension there. Maybe you're experiencing this. I'm also getting like some fear coming up. It's almost this energy, I don't know why. And again, this could be for someone very specific, but I almost feel like for some of you, you may be carrying like the weight of something on your shoulders, and it almost feels like you can't put it down, or you've felt like you can't put it down. And I feel like over time it's really worn you down, and I feel like you're almost like, it almost feels like you're compensating by like bringing your shoulders up to your ears, right? Like it's like the weight is so heavy, and so now you're just kind of like trying your damnedest to keep carrying it, is what it feels like to me. It's really, really interesting. You do have the King of Pentacles showing up here. This is like that provider type of energy. Now, I'm going to share with you, Virgo, that while I was shuffling, I did see the Ten of Pentacles in reverse a couple of times, which is why I said you could be dealing with like family or a relationship with a significant other or something along those lines, right? And it could be that you're dealing with like the main provider in your relationship dynamic, if this applies to you. Otherwise, it may be a more mature male. Doesn't have to be mature in age. It can be someone who's mature spiritually or mature in age, or both. Okay. It almost feels as if, again, that's that Taurus energy, okay? But it almost feels as if it's almost like there's something here with the person who's supposed to be the provider, right? Maybe this is a friend of yours. Maybe it's your significant other, but it's like they're supposed to be the provider for me. I don't know why I'm getting that, because this card, I don't often pick this energy up. Normally when this card comes up, the energy that I typically get is like this energy of like God, your divine father being your provider, bringing you abundance and prosperity. And it's interesting because right now, intuitively, it feels to me like there's some sort of like tension or something with, or an imbalance maybe, with someone who's supposed to be like a provider. Yeah, it feels like somebody who's supposed to like help create like financial stability and, you know, is like hardworking. I don't know. It just feels like there's something here about lacking in this, or maybe you feel like you're this. maybe you feel like you're the provider, um, and maybe you don't feel like the other party involved is like helping, right? Or something like they're not taking on responsibility or something. Have death and rebirth in the reverse. Um, this is Scorpio energy, but this is a fear of change. This is like stagnation, decay. Again, I feel like there's something here about some sort of relationship dynamic that's broken down. Right? It feels like it's broken down, and I feel like there's this energy of like fearing what will come next. Right? It feels like staying in something because you don't know what'll happen if you move out of it. That could be for someone really specific. Or this could also be someone who is in a situation that where you feel provided for, or that is financially stable, that you maybe know you need to move on from but won't, or aren't currently, because there's like this fear of like what comes next if you do. Right? It's almost like being in a comfort zone. And I feel like it's created like it's broken whatever. It's either broken you down or broken a relationship down over time because it's not authentic, right? Is what I'm picking up on. Um it feels to me like, yeah, I feel like it feels like there's like the stagnation is that energy that I was picking up on before of like maybe you put work into something and it's just not going anywhere, right? Like you haven't reconciled the way you thought you might, or maybe you haven't found forgiveness, or been able to forgive somebody or something. It's the energy of like feeling like I was talking about, of like hitting your head on a wall, right? I feel like, or there's also this energy here of like, I want to be financially stable. I want to be abundant. I want to feel prosperous. I want to feel all of these things secure and all of this. Um, and instead, I'm in this energy of hitting my head against a wall and not moving. Right. So I feel like it could be for some of you like a relationship energy, and for others, or maybe you're experiencing both, where you've like hit this wall, essentially, like where abundance has kind of hit a wall. Right. And it feels like there's something here that needs to be released, that needs to be allowed to die or let go of in order to move things forward and be reborn. You have the moon here in reverse as well. This is an energy of confusion and fear and misinterpretation. In the upright, it's often this energy of like the unconscious, right? Your emotions, your intuition. It can be your moods and habits. Um, it's also this energy of like illusions, right? And in the reverse, it's like there's all this confusion and fear. And I feel like that's why you're hitting your head against a wall, because there's this fear about what comes next, right? Not being able to see what happens next. And so it's like it's causing this stagnation, this delay, this, essentially it's like you're wanting to be reborn, but you can't because you're not letting go of whatever this is, or something, right? Or not letting go of a person, or I don't know what this is about, but here's the thing, like, the truth. I'm just going to tell you how it is, Virgo, and the truth. King of Swords is an energy of the truth, right? Period. It's an energy of the truth. And it's Aquarius energy, which, that's for me, like Aquarius energy is that kind of independent energy, but it's also an energy of like the star, which Aquarius is related to the star in the tarot, and that is about being insightful, right? Like and I feel like the truth. If this reading resonates with you, you know who this is, right? And here's the thing, you have two kings coming out here. So I feel like it's a partner, right? Like it could be for some of you, maybe not everyone, but I feel like it could be a partner, like a romantic partner, or a husband, boyfriend, whatever. girl, it doesn't have to be a male, okay? It can just be a masculine energy. Um, but I feel like you could be dealing with a Taurus. You could be dealing with an Aquarius. It doesn't have to be a Scorpio or a Cancer. I'm also seeing Pisces energy as well. But it doesn't have to be any of those. It can just simply be this masculine energy, or maybe, again, like I was saying, like a husband or a boyfriend, something like that. But it feels to me like you know the truth. You know the truth. Um, and I feel like you see it. Like the King of Swords is sitting above all the things. And he has an owl here representing wisdom. And he has a crow here representing that psychic insight, that inner knowing, right? And there's a dragonfly here, which for me is this energy. I don't know why, but I'm like getting this energy of almost like a rebirth, which is interesting. I don't know that I've ever got that with a dragonfly before, and that is probably not what it means. But I am picking up on kind of like this rebirth energy, which makes sense. It's out here already anyways. And that bat energy is like being able to see in the dark. You know what I'm saying? Like seeing through the shit, the bullshit. Like I feel like, again, I feel like right? If this resonates with you, you know who this person is, or you know what the situation is where you've been putting an effort, or you feel like you've been putting an effort and not getting anywhere, right? It's like see through the bullshit. Like you know what needs to be done, I feel. And so it's about moving in that energy. And I want to lovingly say, like, if you feel like I was talking about earlier, if you feel like you're the provider in a situation that is stagnant, is decaying, is not getting anywhere, and you know the truth that this has essentially come to an end or decayed, right? If you're independent, like if you're already independent, you're already thinking that way, you're already behaving that way, um, what's stopping you? Obviously, use your own discernment, use your own intuition, follow whatever your truth is, what's best for you. But I'm just saying, like, if you are already in the role of the provider, why not just provide for yourself? Just saying. You have your star gathering, stars aligned, remembering home and soul family. Yeah, I feel like if people are falling away, that's because you're making room for the people who are meant to be in your life, in your circle, in your tribe, right? But if you keep holding on to something that you're not meant to, you don't create the room for that new thing to come in. And I feel like there's new people trying to come in, Virgo, for you. Um, Even if this is just you releasing an energy of maybe you're holding on to something from the past, right? I just feel like this is about allowing that energy to come in, following your intuition, right? And again, I feel like I do feel like you're in touch with your intuition, Virgo. But yeah, there needs to be fear released here, though. Okay. You have inner earth, base chakra, strength and security, laying foundations. Yes. Right? Like I feel like the universe, your creator, is trying to show you something. And I feel like there's something here about, potentially being independent and being on your own. If you're already playing the provider, if you're already the one that is, bringing in that security, that stability, what is stopping you from just doing it for yourself without the added baggage of something that is stagnant, decaying, right? Yeah, you have your soul star activation, fulfilling soul contracts, remembering who you are. Yeah, I feel like, again, like those threes that I was seeing before I started your reading is the energy of a completion of a phase. And here's what I feel like is happening. These contracts have been fulfilled. And if you're holding on to these people or these situations, it's like you're not allowing yourself to move on from them. Like, and you're stunting your own growth and their growth as well, because the contract's been fulfilled, right? Like it's done. Move on. Let whatever needs to die, die, so that you can both grow. Like, know that you signed up for these things before you incarnated here. right? Like you chose to experience these things. And so it's like the contract has been fulfilled. Let's remember, let's get back to who you are and what you're supposed to be learning from this experience, what you're supposed to be gaining, and how you're supposed to be allowing that to grow you, expand you, teach you. That's just the energy I'm picking up on. How others are currently seeing you is a willingness. You are able to compromise if the end result is love. Yeah, I feel like um if you've spoken to people about this situation that I talked about up here, potentially if it's with like a partner or something, I feel like others are seeing you as, again, you've been putting in the effort. I feel like you've been trying. And I feel like other people are seeing you in that way. I feel like they've seen you be willing to try to reconcile, to forgive, to make amends, something like that, right? That's what it feels like to me. It feels like you've like, yeah, like, I want to do the right thing, or I don't know, something like that. Okay. I feel like they're seeing you as like you've tried. You also have here priorities. You understand the paramount importance of manifesting love in all situations. This is interesting to me because it almost feels to me, Virgo, like there could be people in your life who are seeing you, and it's almost like suggesting that you make what your wants and needs are a priority. It's interesting. This is the first sign where I've had one of these cards come in where it feels like others are seeing a need for this versus seeing the sign as exhibiting the behavior or the trait, right? The power of love. Like, I feel like this is where others are seeing you as needing to make yourself a priority, needing to put you on your list of all the things, and follow your heart and your soul and what lights you up, right? Making sure that you're doing what you love and following the path that you feel you belong. It's really, really interesting to me, again, because I haven't picked up that kind of energy in any of the readings. I'm also being very drawn to this. Now, this is obviously going to change because there are several cards here, but there's this 432 energy, like a countdown, right? And I feel like there's this energy of like TikTok. I feel like there's a door open potentially, and maybe it won't be open for long. Um, I don't know what that's about though. I feel like if that resonates with you, you'll know. But I do feel like there's like a countdown to something. It's like either that or you're taking steps backwards. And I don't say that to be like condescending or to make you feel bad in any way, shape, or form. But it is that energy of like stagnancy, right? Not moving forward, I feel. Very interesting. Or it could also be, beautiful souls, that the numbers 432 in that order means something to you. Okay. Could also be that it could be an address, like, something along those lines. Okay. I don't know what that means for someone, or if it's important for anyone, but I'm getting that as well. As far as your guidance for the month of June 2022, you have your pillar of light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. Again, this energy of you knowing what this is about, right? That truth. You know the truth, right? That energy of like you are the oracle. You do know. Okay. I also feel like, again, it's this energy of like your vibration is rising, you're trying to grow, trying to expand, or you're in this space where you have the opportunity to do that. And as you do and make those choices to align, you will find people falling away from you. Why? Because they're no longer in alignment. It's that simple. They're no longer a vibrational match to you. Period. That's it. It's nothing personal. It's nothing, anything. It's just, it is what it is, right? All of life is these cycles of death and rebirth over and over and over and over again. I've experienced so many deaths and rebirths through this spiritual soul experience that I have lost count. Okay. Very much like a snake shedding its skin, right? We let parts of ourself that aren't beneficial for us die, right? Maybe you were reckless as a teenager and you drove like a freaking mad person. And as you got older, you're like, yeah, that's probably not something I should keep doing. So you let that part of you die, right? It's not a big deal. We do this all the time. So I just feel like there's this energy of like just letting it go, know that you're protected, because there is a lot of rainbowish type energy here in this card, which for me is that energy of protection, divine protection, right? Know you're protected and allow yourself to rise as you're meant to. You have here warrior woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? Again, I think you know what this is about. I think you know what you're supposed to be doing, or what the universe is telling you you should do, or your intuition or God or whatever it is. And to be honest, it feels to me like you've ignored it. I'm just going to be straightforward with you. Again, that doesn't have to be for everyone, but I do feel like there's a calling here. I do feel like there's a, hey, you should probably do this, or that's not the road you want to take, or hey, this relationship isn't working, right? And I want to say, like, if it's something you're complaining about over and over and over and over again to different people or the same people or whatever, it's probably something that's not making you happy, right? I'm going to actually move this over here so you guys can see it, so it's in frame. Okay. We also have here, no, wait, postpone, pause, say no. That's freaking fascinating. Part of me feels like this is about you making yourself a priority and fucking saying no to people. I'm gonna be straightforward. Part of me is like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. Right? I don't know. I don't know. It feels almost to me like some of you are waiting for that lightning to strike before you move. It's like waiting for things to blow up before you're like, okay, I can walk away now. Ugh. You guys, this is some really interesting energy. But I want to, I mean, do what you feel is best for you, right? I don't know your soul plan. I don't know your soul path. Like, do what's best for you. But I feel like there's something here about like, if you continue to put it off and put it off and put it off, like I'm getting this energy intuitively of like things blowing up in your face, right? I'm almost seeing this, even though I know it's just like lightning strike. Fear's coming up again. I feel like there's this energy of like a transformer blowing, right? Like an electric transformer blowing. And so it's like it'll blow up in your face. And I feel like some of you fear like moving on before that happens, but it's like, why wait for the blow up? I don't know. It's interesting to me. I just feel like there's this energy here of like, if it's not a hell yes, it's a no. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Because you have here leap. You go first. The universe will catch you. Yep. So it's like, if it's not a hell yes, it's a no. Right? And like when you do take that leap, like understand there's this fear of like, what happens when I make this choice? What happens when I allow this thing to die? What happens when I, speak my truth, or I step into my truth and actually move away from this, whatever this is, right? It's like, what happens next? Well, here's what happens next, Virgo. The universe catches you. You follow your intuition and the universe catches you. I am being very drawn to the fact that you have 2 cards showing up here with full moons in them. And with the full moon in Sagittarius going on around Tuesday the 14th, I do feel like between then and the new moon in Cancer on the 28th, I feel like this is going to be very obvious. It feels like to you. Take it as it resonates with you, right? I'm not here to make you feel any type of way about yourself or your decisions or what it is that you want to do, right? But I feel like it's interesting how I moved that card around to find a place where it would be visible on screen for you, and it ended up landing right next to this, have you answered your deepest calling, right? And I don't think about these things usually after the fact. It's like, hey, did you notice that? And so I'm being drawn to say here, have you answered your deepest calling? You go first, the universe will catch you, right? I'm being called to read that as like a sentence to you and understand that you are supported. So, Virgo, I feel like you may have some tough decisions to make potentially this month, or some realizations that you need to, potentially come to or work through in order to move forward and, do what's best for you, to make yourself a priority, um, and to go where you feel called to go, right? And that could be very difficult, but remember that you've got this and God's got you. You are so capable of anything that is thrown your way. You are so loved and you are so supported. Thank you so much for spending your time and energy with me. If you found this valuable in some way, shape, or form, or if it resonated with you, please do the YouTube things, like, share, and or subscribe. It really does help my channel grow, and I truly do appreciate it so very much. Again, I want to thank you for sharing your time with me and your energy with me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so grateful. Have an incredible, incredible month. Take care of your beautiful soul, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.